Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And this is first and foremost speaking to you women of the tribes, you women of the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of your so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. And we can see that for the majority of our women out here, they are living carelessly out here. Serial adulterers, in a lot of bulldaggery relationships, setting men up to get them killed and going to Zaddy Esau, going to the government to get a lot of these government benefits, which lift them up above the man and push their man to the bottom. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. That vintage is all those benefits you receive from Esau in this Western, feminized society we live in. Getting those government benefits. If you get the man out of the house, which leads to what? Single parent households, which just completely ruins the community. You get access to these different type of college grants and loans and, business, opportunities to get you higher up, up the food chain, while the men, get pushed to the side, which creates what? A sense of entitlement and hypergamy, where you got to have a man that's above you financially in order for you to deal with them. So you throw a lot of men to the side, all that stuff. Hey, it is quickly coming to an end. Hence, why you got a lot of these women going onto social media complaining about their lives, how they're sick and tired of being a strong, independent boss bitch. They had a hashtag soft girl era where a lot of these so-called black women said, I'm tired of doing everything myself. I just want to be taken care of by a man and live my soft girl life. And then you got a lot of women also complaining about how they make $70,000 a year, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Hey, well, honey, for a lot of you out there, it's too late. You've burnt so many bridges that now you're going to have to reap what you've sown. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And what you women of the tribes should be doing is coming back to your power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and humbling yourselves and being meek, not having an attitude, dressing modestly, not going out here and having a hot girl summer. And you've got sincere sisters out there that have seen that Esau's Western mindset has destroyed them. So they're doing what they can to, come back to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And for the majority of our women, it's too late. You're still hard-hearted and, arrogant and proud and don't want to let a man take the lead. So you're going to get judged accordingly. Like brothers always say, the 2/3 in America is going to be mainly made up of women because there's more women than men out here. Verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. All these benefits they received in society for being a woman. And hey, with the information I'm about to go into in this article, we can see that the vintage is failing and what? Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is quickly bringing judgment upon you women of the tribes for these wicked lives you've been living, especially you so-called black women of the Southern Kingdom. But now I'm going to go to my first bit of information on usnews.com titled, So-Called Black Women, Israelite Women or Judite Women, 6 times more likely than so-called white Edomite women to die of homicide, study shows. And this was published on February 8th of 2024. Homicide rates for black women are disproportionately high in at least 30 states, particularly in the Midwest, according to a new analysis. From 1999 to 2020, black women were on average 6 times more likely than white women to be a victim of homicide, according to a new study, with researchers pointing to structural social inequities as fueling their higher risk. What does it say right there? Related, Minnesota takes action on missing and murdered black women. A new analysis published on Thursday in The Lancet found the homicide rate among black women between the ages of 25 and 44, which, that's in the millennial age range, which when you look at these millennial so-called black women, a lot of y'all are just through out here. Tattoos, bad attitudes, that septum piercing, dreadlocks out here. If you even got enough hair to grow that, a lot of y'all got that, that hair hat. Increased by 73% between 2014 and 2022. The study examined more than 31,600 homicide deaths among women over the past 2 decades across 30 states. To find that black women were murdered at a rate of 6 times that of white women was really pretty shocking, says a lead study author, Bernadine Waller, a National Institute of Mental Health postdoctoral research fellow in the psychiatry department at Columbia University, Irving Medical Center. In 2020, the homicide rate for black women was 11.6 homicides per 100,000 women, compared to a relatively static rate of 3 per 100,000 among white women in the same age group. The study found the homicide rate to be significantly higher among black women in every state examined over the last 2 decades, with the highest inequity found in the Midwest, where from 2019 to 2020, black women were 7 times more likely to be a homicide victim compared with white women. And, while you do have, these Israelite women getting killed by Israelite men out here, you've also got a lot of you so-called black women getting killed by a lot of so-called white or Edomite men out here as well. They just don't report it because they don't want to make Zaddy look bad. But when you go on to YouTube and other social media platforms that document these things, over the years, there's been an increasing number of so-called black women killed by Edomite men in these interracial relationships. Hey, the serpent on all levels is starting to cast you Israelite women to the side. He used you for what he needed you for, to what? Break up the community, create these single parent households, which just raises whores and thugs or momos, and just completely destroy the community. And now that he sees that his work's been done, what else does he need you for? By contrast, states located in the South and West had the lowest difference in the rate of homicide, with black women in those regions close to 3 times as likely to be killed compared with white women. The states with the lowest disparities in homicides were Virginia, Alabama, and Florida. Wisconsin, in particular, saw the largest disparity of any state overall, with the homicide rate among black women more than 20 times that of white women from 2019 through 2020. And what's Wisconsin known for, besides cheese? A lot of those Edomite male serial killers. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these homicides of Israelite women were at the hands of Edomite men. Study authors said this marks a disturbing increase from the period between 1999 and 2003, when the homicide rate among black women was 6 times that of white women. Hey, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Take heed, ye careless daughters, because these times of Jacob's trouble are quickly coming upon you. But now I'm going to go to my next bit of information on the brother Arrows of Indignation 144's YouTube channel titled Hey Eve. Do you still think you don't need a man? Well, the times now and that are coming says different. And this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes. And this is just another example of a Israelite woman homicide. And these things are only going to increase. And hey, a lot of you women, when all hell truly breaks loose, aren't going to have men to defend you, because during this time of liberty and to gad abroad, where you played the whore, you had a lot of, good men in your lives that you thought were squares and lames, and pushed them to the side to deal with the thugs, the bad boys out here that left you what? Assed out or single mothers and just through. It's gotten so bad that when they have these singles mixers where it's either a breakfast or lunch where women and men are supposed to come together and see if they want to go on a date, a lot of these events with just so-called black women have just had so-called black women there. Israelite men or men of the other nations haven't showed up. And then you've got what? Red pill, MGTOW, and passport bros, where if they even hit it and quit it, a lot of these men just don't want to deal with you Western women at all, and they'll go across seas to get themselves some more traditional women. So with that, how can I put it? All these different factors coming together, and these, a lot of these men out here just sick of dealing with you westernized women, when it's every man for himself out here during Jacob's trouble, lights out, internet out, people fighting each other to find food to eat, survival of the fittest. What do you think's going to happen to you women? Hey, you're going to get a lot of this treatment, as we're about to see in this clip.
Has been charged with the murder of a 19-year-old woman. Police say she was stabbed to death outside a bodega in Brooklyn when she refused to give him his number.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Park Slope. And Linda, you're hearing the suspect actually.
And these are in the best of times, when you still got lights, running water, and can go to the grocery store to get what you want to eat. This woman didn't want to give this man her number, so he jugged her up.
He turned himself in.
Yeah, he absolutely did that today. He showed up here at the 7A precinct. He turned himself in, and he had his lawyer with him at the time. Now, the 19-year-old victim and her twin sister, they were together last Sunday, and that is when she was stabbed to death. And police say the reason he did it is because she rejected him.
If you knew the twins for 19 years of their life, no one deserves to lose a child. She did not deserve that. She did not deserve that. That mom will never be the same.
Samaya Spain, just 19 years old, stabbed in her neck and chest at this deli in Park Slope, Brooklyn, after a chance encounter with 20-year-old Veo Kelly. Her twin sister was slashed on her arm.
Her dad, Stephen, is lost. Those are his twins. Those are his babies.
The parents...
And, I'm not saying this. I'm just, saying some of the comments I've seen on videos dealing with so-called black women getting deleted. You got a lot of men in the comments cheering it and making jokes about it. That's the cold spirit that's going to be out here during the times of Jacob's trouble. These men aren't going to give a damn about you women, and they're just going to take what they need from you physically and leave everything else to the wayside.
Asking Yvette Ramos, a lifelong friend, to speak on their behalf. Police say Kelly, who had too much to drink, flew into a rage when Samaya would not give him her phone number. She and her sister did not know Kelly, had never seen him before. But to pacify him, she gave him her Instagram handle.
Okay, she don't want to give you her number. She gave you her Instagram. That still don't give a reason to kill her.
Deli owner Mohammed Albahar watched the...
Hey, don't matter. This was the judgments from Yahweh Bahashem Yahabushai for the wickedness you women have been committing. And, you might say, whoa, she was just an innocent, victim. Well, as it says in Job chapter 4, whoever being born was innocent. If she wasn't paying for something she did in this life, hey, she's paying for some wickedness she did in a previous life. Nobody escapes the judgments of Yahweh Bahashem Yahabushai. And this was a spirit of vengeance created to enact those judgments. Real quick, This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, such as stabbing that woman in the neck and in the chest. In the time of destruction, the time of judgment, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi, putting these spirits on these men out here to what? Judge you women. And these spirits on people out here to judge people in general. And it's only going to ramp up as we get closer and closer to all hell breaking loose during Jacob's trouble. And Apostle Tahar has deemed 2024 to be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Because that's definitely a spirit created for vengeance. If you're just a random man who just stabs a woman to death, for what? For her not giving you her phone number.
The girls grow up. They and their family frequent his store.
We feel really broken hearts,
Authorities say Kelly has at least one prior arrest for robbery. He turned himself in this morning at the 7-8 precinct.
I spoke with LaShawn, her mom, and she would like to thank the detectives on the case. 7-8 got a good team for homicide, and they did their job. They did their job, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
And what do you think's going to happen when that vintage fails? When you can't call 911 or the homicide unit isn't going to show up? Hey, tremble ye women that are at ease. Gird yourself in sackcloth and lament and mourn. That's it with that clip. Now I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 4, verses 30 to 31. And this is talking about the nation of Israel getting judged by Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi for them being unfaithful to him and, not following after his ways, but following after the ways of these other nations. But it can also be talking about you Israelite women who are what? Being unfaithful to your power, as well as being unfaithful to your men and playing the harlot out here. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, and though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Hey, a lot of men out here, hey, they're seeing past the tight clothes, the booty shorts, the yoga pants, the makeup, the BBLs, the waist trainers, all that. They're seeing you women for what you truly are. Well, a lot of you women, not all of you women, as what? Selfish, narcissistic whores, and they're getting sick of it. Hey, they're either leaving you alone or, they're taking matters into their own hands. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. What did we read in that first article? A high rate of homicides among so-called black women. Verse 31, for I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul is wearied because of murderers. And what did that one lady say in that clip we just played? She didn't want to give you her number, just her Instagram handle, so you had to kill her? My soul is wearied because of murderers. And hey, these deletions are going to continue to happen out here with you women of the tribes. But now I'm going to go to my last bit of information, also on the Brother Arrows of Indignation 144's YouTube channel, and it's titled, Ladies of America, this message is for you. You, with your independent ass, you've been played by Esau. Rise up, ye careless women that are at ease, for the vintage shall fail. Hey, Zaddy's about to cast you to the side, and you've already cast a lot of your men to the side. So what? You're going to be defenseless out here. And again, this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
Forgot to mention this, and excuse my language to all the ladies that's going to be watching this, the ladies of America. This is the one thing we did not think about. saying, oh, they have been crossing over here illegally, right? The immigrants and shit that's been crossing over here, right? Here's the fucked up part, though. A lot of those motherfuckers that's crossing over into this motherfucker are military-aged men.
Hey, my soul is wearied because of the murderers, and a lot of those migrants coming across the border, they're going to have their way with you Israelite women and, you just American women in general. And besides them being, migrants, criminals released from the prisons down there, hey, you've got foreign troops and, mercenary forces, Teists, terrorists, hey, all them coming across the border. And when they get that call to be activated, hey, it's going to be every man for himself. As the elder brother of Chicago, Malcolm, likes to say, you women like to ride the cock carousel. When these times we're coming into, the carousel is going to ride you.
These are men we're talking about here. Remind you, they came over here. No wife, no girlfriend. They didn't even bring a side bitch with their ass. They brought absolutely no pussy with them whatsoever, right? So here's my question.
And I'm going to say this right now, you women need to get out of this attitude that this woman's in. Because, I'll give it to the sister. She can see, something bad's about to come, but you need to stop coming in that masculine spirit. You need to humble down and be meek and get rid of those damn Shakti locks, those dreadlocks.
Because they lack no women whatsoever crossing into here. Knowing good and goddamn well they plan to be here long term. What does that mean for American ladies that refuse a lot of these men?
Thy lovers shall seek thy life.
Because God forbid, we say no to an American man, oh, they'll nut the fuck up. I can just imagine what the fuck they gonna do to us.
Straight to the point. Now I'm going to go to Ezekiel chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 3 and read down to 6, dealing with the judgments that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is going to bring to those that haven't been marked for exemption from the times of Jacob's trouble. And the glory of the power of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. The angel, that's got that spiritual mark on the elect of the nation of Israel, so they can be exempt from the judgments to come. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark, a thawah, a spiritual mark of exemption upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. The men of the Lord out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles online, warning our people that this isn't our rest of the terrible times to come and what they need to do to be saved from them. And for you women out there, hey, the only way you're going to be saved is through a man of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. As it says in Isaiah chapter 13, a man shall be more precious than the golden wedge of Ophir, speaking of a man of the Lord. And I believe it's in Jeremiah. I know it's in Jeremiah where it says a man shall be a covert and a hiding place from the wind. A man of the Lord shall be a covering from the judgments to come. And also what? She shall be saved in childbirth. Hey, you Israelite women out there, you're only going to make it through a man of the Lord. And, to the sincere sisters out there, if you don't have a man right now, just keep doing what you're doing. And the Most High will link you up with the brother during Jacob's trouble. Don't try to force the course of the river. But hey, to you women out there that think you're a Atomic Blonde or Wonder Woman or Furiosa from Mad Max, that you're just going to be a badass out here fighting men, hey, that's not how this is going to play out. Verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite those that don't have that mark of exemption, but they have that mark of judgment. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. These angels and these spirits of vengeance out here putting you wicked Israelites to death, which a lot of them are going to be you women, slay utterly, old and young, both maids, young women, and little children, and women. Already mentioned women twice, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. So we can see none of you Israelites are going to be exempt from this judgment of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, especially you women, because you women have done the most out here. Oh, and for you women that used to be with the man of the Lord, but instead of, coming under his stead and being a dutiful wife unto him, hey, you're going to get the worst judgment out here because you had, salvation in your hands, but you let it go. You threw it away like takeout Chinese food. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? I don't believe in all that bullshit you're talking about. Ain't no black man gonna crack the clouds. Hey, you just a nigga reading the Bible. You need to get a job and get this money. Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Hey, a lot of you women that were with the man of the Lord, you're going to come across him in that day, and he's going to reject you, and his eyes are going to see the low estate you're in, and you just getting cast down like the mire in the streets. That judgment you're going to receive horrifically, a beaten with many stripes. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Hey, just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah, and until next time, Shalom.